Hi guys, this is Mr. Devaney talking about Algebra 1A, literal equations and formulas, and this is the last part of Unit 2. Okay, literal equations and formulas are they're literally equations just made up of letters, and what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange them. Okay? And we're going to rearrange them by using the backways method. So let's use some famous ones. Circumference equals pi. Let me look up what pi is. Pi is alt 227. There we go. Oh. Pi times the let's go 2 pi. Let's go 2 pi times the radius. Okay. Formula for the area of a trapezoid, I believe, is area equals 1/2, or you could use 0.5. It's up to you. No, let's use 1/2. Let's use that decimal. And this one's longer one. Alt 0189. 1/2 times height times base. I don't have any subscripts, dang it. Oh well. Base 1 plus base 2. Okay, and we'll use good old-fashioned, I think it's Boyle's. No, I don't even want to touch Boyle's law. Let's do yeah, we'll mess around with that. We'll do rate equals distance divided by time. Okay. Alright, so here's some very similar formulas that you're going to be solving for. Now, in these cases, this one's solved for C, this one's solved for A, and this one is solved for R. Okay, now the question might pose to you, solve for a different letter. For example, in this one, solve for R. Or in this one, solve for height. And this one is solve for t. Okay, so these are 3 different circumstances you'll have to work around. Okay, so in other words, now instead of solving for this letter, we would be solving for a new letter. This one, and this one on the bottom of the fraction. So some unique things. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay, so the main operation is times with the radius. So now treat this as the new variable to isolate. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and so we want to get rid of times by 2 pi. So you will literally divide both sides by 2 pi. So just divide both sides. C divided by 2. I think it's alt 227. Okay, and there you go. You have your variable isolated and you have R all alone, so you're set to go. To move on. Now this one's going to take a little bit more time. Now if you notice, it's times by the 1/2 and times by the B1 plus B2. So if you want to divide everything over to the A side, that's totally fine too. And so it'd be A divided by parentheses 1/2 times the base 1 plus the base 2, and that would equal H. So that's something you could also do. So that's kind of cool how that works. Oh, let me fix that real fast. We need another set of parentheses. Okay, now on this one, the t is already in the denominator, so we can't just multiply both sides by d and then we'll be done. Okay, what we need to do is we need to multiply both sides by t and get RT equals d. And that would be R times t. Okay, now t is not alone yet. T is actually just out of the denominator, and this is a necessary step. Okay, but now I can divide both sides by R and get t equals d divided by R. Okay, and that way you can find stuff. Now, why do we have literal equations in formulas? In formulas as well. The reason we have literal equations and formulas and being able to work with it is to rearrange the equation to ask for different variables. So in other words, in this question, normally we would ask for the circumference, but now what if we wanted to know the radius, but we were given circumference? And so now we have a formula to use to find the radius given circumference. In this one finds area using height and base 1, base 2, but let's say you're given base 1 and base 2 and area, but you're not given height. Okay, and that's the issue. So now we have a formula that we can actually use to find that. What about this one? We know rate is usually solved for by taking the distance traveled divided by the time traveled. Okay, but now what if you know the rate and the distance, but you don't know the time traveled? And so now you know a formula that you can find the time traveled by taking the distance and dividing it by the rate. Okay? Alright, so that's literal equations and formulas. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you have any questions, email me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.